Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rekakadash. Double honors goes to the elders and apostles of GMS. Salutations to the hopeful elect. This is a Rababiah coming at you from the Chicago camp with a quick lesson. I titled this lesson, The Trump and Elon Feud. I got this clip from the news where it was talking about how Elon Musk and Donald Trump are airing each other's laundry. You know, the wickedness that they're doing. You know, they're putting it out in front because they're mad at each other. You know, now before when they were running together, you know, in the beginning, they were friends. You know, they were lifting each other up. But of course, the wicked, they're wicked to their own selves. They're wicked to their own planet. You know, who do you know that would take and pollute the very air that they breathe or the very water that they drink? They would take and put pollutants in it. Who would do that? The wicked. So anyway, let me go ahead. I want to, before I play this this news clip, I want to read a quick scripture. I want to go to Sirach chapter 14, verse 4. It says, "He that gather by defrauding his own soul gather for others, that shall not spend his goods righteously. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods." It says, there's none worse than he that envieth himself, and that is a recompense of his own wickedness. This is the point right here, verse 7. It says, if he doeth good, he doeth unwillingly, and at last he will declare his wickedness. This is a perfect example of him. He was doing good for Elon. They were helping each other out, and the first time they get mad, he declares wickedness. You see, you know exactly what you're dealing with. You know, verse 8, it says, an envious man that has a wicked eye, he turneth away his face and despiseth men. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his own portion. And the iniquity of the wicked dried up his soul. A wicked eye envieth his bread, and is a nigger at the table. So this is a perfect example of Esau. And you're seeing it play out right before you, you know, in this news clip. I'm going to play it right now. Check it out.
Elon Musk is claiming that President Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the latest in that intense feud playing out on social media between the two. The White House is responding to the claims, calling what Musk said an unfortunate episode. The billionaire and former head of Doge was referring to files that the Attorney General began releasing back in February. They were related to the sex trafficking case against Jeffrey Epstein. Musk claims Trump's involvement is the reason they have not been made public. Earlier this week, Musk criticized spending in the Trump-backed domestic policy bill moving through Congress. Yesterday, Trump said he was disappointed in Musk and later posted on social media that Musk, quote, went crazy.
Wow.
Mounting tension between presidents.
I want you guys to look at this for a minute. You know, our forefather David spoke about, you know, Esau, you know, and the wicked. You know, let me read that real quick, and then I'm gonna go back to this. But, you know, now they doing each other the same way. You know, it's just they're the wicked. You know, Psalms chapter 64 verse 1. It says, to the chief musician, Psalm of David, hear my voice, O God, and in my prayer, preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. It says, hide me in the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection. Let me read that again. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Now, this is David talking about the wicked, Esau. It says, who whet their tongues like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. So this is what they're doing to each other. They're actually shooting bitter words to each other. You know, it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. That means they're shooting at they're talking about the righteous, which is the 12 tribes. And they do shoot at them and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune, lying snares, privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them in their heart is deep. And that's these people here, man. You know, but the Lord has got something for them. Listen to this, verse 7. It says, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow, and suddenly they shall be wounded. Listen to this. It says, so they shall make their own tongues fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So I want to get that because that's what's happening. Their own tongues are falling on themselves. Everything they're telling on each other, what they're doing in the dark, you know, but that's what the wicked do. They have no loyalty to anybody, only to themselves. And that's the only loyalty they have. You know, the Bible talks about the wicked. They're born, the wicked are born. Let's get that. Let's go to Psalms chapter 58, verse 3. It says, the wicked are astray from the womb. They go astray as soon as they're born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf otter that stop at their ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming ever so wisely. So this is a perfect example of them. You know, they lie, they start lying as soon as they come out the womb. And that's what you see, them lying on each other, them airing their laundry of each other. It's no loyalty at all, you know. But the Lord gave them the sword. The Lord gave them the power, and they're giving all their information away on each other. So anyway, let me go ahead and finish playing this. Check this out.
Trump and his biggest campaign donor boiling over in the Oval Office and then spilling onto social media.
Wow. I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
After days of silence, the president responding to billionaire Elon Musk's withering criticism of his so-called big, beautiful spending and tax cut bill during a White House sit-down with the Chancellor of Germany.
Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and which was a lot of money for electric vehicles.
Musk firing back in real time on X. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. The president later seeming to threaten the CEO of Tesla's many federal business deals, writing, the easiest way to save money in our budget is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. The president adding, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. Musk called that claim an obvious lie and went further with this claim. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Musk offered no evidence, and President Trump has denied any involvement in Epstein's crimes. Overnight, the White House press secretary downplayed the feud.
I'm going to stop right there. But anyway, you guys get the point. They have no loyalty to nothing. You know, it's all about them. Roughly paraphrasing the scripture, Isaiah 47:10 says, it says, I am and none else besides me. You know, this is their spirit, you know. I'm going to give all praises and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rikakadash. Double honors goes to the elders and apostles of GMS. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom till next time, Lord willing. Shalom.